Imagine a road, not just any road, but a colossal artery spanning 7,000 kilometers across deadly deserts, frozen mountains, and through the shadows of relentless bandits. It's a journey so treacherous, so impossibly long that no single merchant ever dared to complete the entire route from start to finish. Instead, the legendary Silk, the very heart of this ancient highway, would pass through perhaps 20 different pairs of hands before it finally reached its distant destination. For a staggering 1,500 years, this incredible network of pathways didn't just connect 3 continents, it fundamentally rewrote the global script, changing the world forever. Consider this. A single kilo of shimmering Chinese silk could command a price in Rome equivalent to a kilo of pure gold. Talk about luxury goods. Caravans, sometimes 100 camels strong, laden with precious cargo, would spend 6 arduous months just to traverse a single brutal segment of this route. For a millennium, China held the secret of silk production tighter than any dragon guarded its hoard, revealing the process was a crime punishable by immediate death. But the Silk Road was far more than just merchandise. Religions, languages, groundbreaking technologies, and yes, even devastating diseases traveled hand in hand along its dusty paths. Entire cities, improbable oases of commerce and culture, sprang into existence from nothing in the middle of vast deserts, their very survival dependent on the passing trade. It was along this very route that the terrifying Black Death crept into Europe, an unwelcome visitor that would ultimately wipe out half the continent's population. This, dear viewer, was the world's very first system of true globalization, operating without the convenience of the internet, the speed of airplanes, or the ease of digital banks. Forget the romantic image of a single golden highway stretching uninterrupted. The Silk Road was never quite so simple or singular. It was, in fact, an intricate and dynamic tapestry woven from countless interconnected routes, both overland across continents and maritime across vast oceans. Imagine it as a colossal ancient internet, but one powered by camel hooves and robust sail instead of fiber optics and satellite dishes. This sprawling, multifaceted network seamlessly linked the mighty ancient empires of China to the burgeoning distant markets of Europe. Along its incredibly diverse paths, it embraced the exotic, vibrant lands of Central Asia and the sophisticated intellectual hubs of the Middle East. For a staggering 1,500 years, this grand conduit of commerce profoundly shaped economies, revolutionized cultures, and redistributed knowledge across the known world. It wasn't merely about moving goods from point A to point B. It was about moving entire civilizations closer together, sometimes whether they liked it or not. The road was more of a fluid, ever-shifting pathway, constantly adapting to volatile political landscapes and the relentless, often brutal forces of nature. Its true nature was a testament to unparalleled human ingenuity and an insatiable, often dangerous desire for the exotic, the rare, and the valuable. A complex, ever-evolving web, far grander and infinitely more influential than any mere single trade route could ever hope to be. To truly grasp the Silk Road, one must visualize its core arteries, stemming from the ancient Chinese capital of Xi'an. From there, these arteries would snake westward, a journey culminating thousands of kilometers away in the majestic city of Constantinople. Along this epic journey, certain cities rose like glittering mirages from the desert, becoming indispensable hubs of commerce and culture. Samarkand, the famed Pearl of the East, stands out, its markets legendary, its architecture breathtaking, a testament to its wealth. Bukhara, another jewel, served as a crucial crossroads, a center of Islamic learning and a bustling marketplace for countless goods. And then there was Kashgar, perched at the western edge of the formidable Taklamakan Desert, a pivotal gateway city where routes converged. These weren't just rest stops, they were vibrant, cosmopolitan cities oases that grew immensely rich by simply existing along the trade path. Their prosperity was built on taxation, protection, and the simple, undeniable need for travelers to refresh and resupply their caravans. Each city offered unique specialties, from exotic fruits to skilled artisans, further solidifying their importance in the vast network. These urban centers were the pulsating heartbeats of the Silk Road, without which the entire colossal system would have surely faltered. For centuries, China maintained an almost mythical monopoly over the production of silk, a secret guarded with lethal intensity. The shimmering fabric was a state secret, its process shrouded in mystery, and its revelation punishable by immediate death. Legend speaks of an intrepid princess who, defying the strict edicts, smuggled silkworm eggs out of China in her elaborate coiffure. Another popular tale describes two Nestorian monks who, on a mission for Emperor Justinian, cunningly concealed silkworm eggs. They hid these precious tiny living treasures within hollowed-out bamboo canes, embarking on a dangerous journey to the west. This audacious act of ancient industrial espionage allowed the Byzantine Empire to eventually begin its own silk production. Before that, the West viewed silk as an almost celestial material, its origins unknown, its beauty unparalleled, its value astronomical. The Romans, in particular, developed an insatiable appetite for the luxurious fabric, spending vast amounts of gold to acquire it. This constant outflow of wealth towards the east caused significant economic strain and worry within the Roman Empire's coffers. The allure of silk, therefore, was not just about fashion. It was a potent economic and political force that reshaped empires. As established, the idea of a single merchant trekking the entire 7,000 kilometers was a romantic fantasy, utterly impractical. Instead, the Silk Road operated through an ingenious and highly efficient system of intermediaries, a relay race of ancient commerce. Goods would pass from one merchant's hands to another's, each taking their cut, adding to the final, often exorbitant, price tag. Imagine a vast human conveyor belt where products moved in stages, with each handoff representing a crucial link in the chain. Trust, therefore, was not just important. It was the invisible binding glue that held this sprawling multicultural economy together. How did they manage credit, contracts, and dispute resolution across language barriers and vast cultural divides? Through reputation. A merchant's word, backed by generations of reliable dealings, was often more valuable than any written contract, especially in distant lands. Exchange houses and ancient versions of banks emerged in key cities, facilitating transactions and offering loans to ambitious traders. It was a testament to early forms of global cooperation, a pragmatic understanding that mutual profit transcended cultural differences. This complex system, built on trust and strategic handoffs, allowed wealth to cascade across continents, enriching countless individuals and empires. While silk proudly lent its name to the route, it was far from the only treasure exchanged across these ancient highways and sea lanes. The East sent an array of wonders westward. Precious spices like cinnamon and pepper, fine porcelain, and exquisite jade carvings. From the West, or sometimes via its intermediaries, came materials such as glass, gold, silver, and the highly prized war horses from Central Asia. Chinese innovations like paper, gunpowder, initially for fireworks, thankfully, and sophisticated printing techniques also made their way west. Conversely, exotic fruits, valuable minerals, and even certain types of intricate textile designs journeyed eastward, enriching Chinese culture. The more fragile or perishable a good, the higher its value, given the immense risks and logistical nightmares of transportation. Imagine the absurdity. A handful of rare spices could literally buy you a small house in some distant European city. These goods weren't just commodities, they were status symbols, objects of desire, and often drivers of entirely new industries. The exchange created a global marketplace of luxury and necessity, transforming tastes and economies from Rome to Xi'an. The Silk Road was a vibrant, ever-changing shopping list for the ancient world, dictating fashion, cuisine, and even military strategy. The promise of unimaginable wealth came hand in hand with dangers that would make modern adventure tourists weep softly into their organic trail mix. The Taklamakan Desert, aptly named "Go in and you won't come out," swallowed entire caravans whole, its shifting sands an unforgiving tomb. Then there were the Pamir Mountains, the roof of the world, where thin air, blizzards, and treacherous passes claimed countless lives. Bandits, often highly organized and ruthless, lurked in desolate stretches, seeing passing caravans as mobile, easily plundered treasure chests. Sandstorms could appear from nowhere, blinding and disorienting, burying travelers and their precious cargo beneath dunes in minutes. Diseases, hunger, and thirst were constant companions, chipping away at the strength and morale of even the most hardened travelers. The survival rates for many journeys were shockingly low, a stark reminder of the brutal reality behind the romantic tales. Yet, despite these harrowing odds, the economic incentive was so monumental that merchants continually gambled their lives and fortunes. The potential profits for those who successfully navigated these perils were literally life-changing, guaranteeing comfort for generations. Such was the irresistible pull of luxury and trade, making even the most suicidal journey an economically justifiable risk for the desperate or greedy. Beyond the tangible goods, the Silk Road served as an astonishing conduit for the exchange of intangible yet incredibly powerful ideas. Buddhism, originating in India, elegantly rode the trade routes eastward, transforming spiritual landscapes from Central Asia to China and Japan. Islam, emerging from the Arabian Peninsula, expanded its influence significantly along these very same routes, reaching deep into Asia. Even Nestorian Christianity, an early form, found its way along the Silk Road, establishing communities surprisingly far from its Middle Eastern origins. But it wasn't just religions. Intellectual treasures also flowed freely, changing how people thought, built, and understood their world. Arabic mathematics, including the concept of zero and algebra, revolutionized calculations and spread crucial knowledge westward. Persian astronomy and medicine were highly advanced for their time, and their discoveries traversed the routes, influencing European scholars. Chinese technologies like paper-making, printing, and gunpowder profoundly impacted global development, sparking revolutions in warfare and communication. The true, enduring wealth generated by the Silk Road wasn't measured in gold or silk, but in the priceless currency of shared knowledge and culture. It was a crucible of cross-cultural fertilization, demonstrating humanity's remarkable capacity for adaptation, learning, and mutual, sometimes unintentional, influence. In the vast, inhospitable landscapes traversed by the Silk Road, certain cities emerged as vibrant, improbable hubs of prosperity. These oasis cities, like the legendary Samarkand, were not just temporary stops but fully fledged metropolises. Their economies built entirely on transit trade. Their strategic locations, often at critical junctions or where precious water was available, made them indispensable to passing caravans. These cities grew astonishingly rich simply by levying taxes, offering vital protection, and providing essential rest and replenishment for weary travelers. Imagine colossal markets bustling with merchants speaking a dozen languages, exchanging exotic goods, and sharing tales from distant lands. The architecture in places like Samarkand became incredibly elaborate and opulent, showcasing the immense wealth generated from trade. Grand mosques, madrasas, Islamic schools, and caravanserai, roadside inns, were constructed, each more magnificent than the last. These cities were melting pots of cultures where ideas, fashions, and cuisines blended, creating unique and vibrant local identities. They were surreal pockets of civilization in harsh environments, living proof of how powerfully trade could drive urban development and cultural exchange. Without these critical nodes, the entire complex system of the Silk Road would have literally dried up and blown away in the desert winds. Like all grand empires and systems, the Silk Road, in its traditional form, eventually faced an inevitable decline, pushed by new realities. Perhaps the most significant factor was the emergence and increasing dominance of maritime trade routes, offering greater safety and speed. Ships could carry vastly larger quantities of goods at a fraction of the cost and with fewer overland dangers like bandits or treacherous mountains. The political landscape also shifted dramatically. The fragmentation and fall of stable empires that had once protected the overland routes led to increased instability. Invasions, particularly the Mongol conquests, initially revitalized parts of the Silk Road by creating a unified, if brutal, empire. However, subsequent fragmentation of the Mongol Empire and later the rise of the Ottoman Empire disrupted east-west land connections. The Ottomans, by controlling key land routes and imposing heavy tolls, made overland trade increasingly unprofitable and arduous. Europe, desperate for direct access to Asian luxuries without intermediary costs or political interference, began looking for new ways. This desperation fueled the age of exploration, spurring daring navigators to literally sail around continents, bypassing the traditional land routes. The grand terrestrial artery of the Silk Road, while never entirely gone, slowly faded from its preeminent position, replaced by the vast open highways of the sea. Though its golden age has passed, the legacy of the ancient Silk Road is not merely historical. It fundamentally molded the modern world we inhabit. It laid the very foundations for our concept of globalization, demonstrating how interconnected distant economies and cultures could truly be. The exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies during its active period permanently altered the course of human development across continents. Its spirit of audacious commerce and cross-cultural communication continues to resonate, inspiring new generations and new initiatives. In a fascinating echo of the past, China has recently launched its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, often dubbed the New Silk Road. This colossal modern project aims to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through vast networks of infrastructure, rekindling ancient trade ties. It's a testament to the enduring power of trade routes and the timeless human desire for connection, prosperity, and influence. What can we learn from this ancient network? Perhaps that true global connection transcends mere transactions and thrives on mutual exchange. It shows us that resilience, adaptability, and the courage to face immense challenges are timeless ingredients for impactful global endeavors. The Silk Road reminds us that every journey, whether by camel or cargo ship, carries the potential to change the world, one parcel and one idea at a time. From treacherous deserts to bustling metropolises, from the secret of silk to the spread of world religions, the Silk Road was a crucible of human endeavor and destiny. It wasn't just a road, it was a phenomenon, a colossal experiment in global connectivity that shaped civilizations, ignited desires, and left an indelible mark on history. The echoes of its caravans still resonate in our interconnected world, reminding us that even without the marvels of modern technology, humanity has always sought to connect, trade, and explore. We hope this journey through the ancient world of commerce has been as enlightening for you as it was for us to create. What was the most surprising or intriguing aspect of the Silk Road for you? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries of this ancient network, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and human ingenuity, and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.